You really like this new woman in your life. The chemistry and connection feel so real. But in the back of your mind lingers a creeping doubt. Is she genuinely interested or just using me? It's a fair concern in the modern dating landscape. Some people unfortunately view relationships as mere transactions seeking to maximize personal gain rather than meaningful bonds built on trust and care. But how can you spot the difference between a mutually invested partner versus someone exploiting your attention and resources for hidden agendas? While no definitive checklist exists proving intent, these 15 signs can help decode if her behaviors show relationship potential or if you're being used. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe this channel first to get more valuable insight about dating advice. Now let's get started. 1. Conversation revolves around her needs only. One-sided conversations centered solely on her needs signal self-centered behavior. When dialogue consistently orbits around her problems and desires without reciprocity about your life, it hints at a self-absorbed approach. Genuine interest in you manifests through attentive listening and thoughtful inquiries. Healthy interactions involve a balanced exchange where both parties engage in meaningful discussions about each other's lives. Pay heed to conversations dominated by her concerns alone. They might indicate an imbalance in the relationship dynamic. True connections thrive on mutual curiosity and active participation in each other's experiences, fostering deeper understanding and connection. 2. She always needs help at inconvenient times. Recognize using behavior when she consistently seeks help at inconvenient moments, disregarding your schedule. Instances like requesting a 3 a.m. ride from a club when you have work at 8, or needing immediate cash due to mysteriously declined cards signify this pattern. Users exploit your availability without regard for your time commitments. They prioritize their needs without considering the impact on your life or respecting boundaries. These behaviors exploit your kindness and availability, highlighting a lack of consideration for your schedule or priorities. Healthy relationships involve mutual respect for each other's time and responsibilities, rather than consistently demanding assistance at inopportune moments. 3. She goes MIA frequently. When a woman frequently goes missing in action, MIA, it indicates a potential lack of investment or low priority in the relationship. While busy periods can occur, consistent absence suggests a lack of genuine interest. Using behavior becomes apparent when she only reaches out when needing something, disregarding regular communication. Monitoring contact frequency unveils true intentions. Consistent engagement versus sporadic connection signal varying levels of commitment. A pattern of disappearing and reappearing solely for personal gain may signify a user mentality, where the relationship serves her convenience. Healthy relationships thrive on consistent mutual engagement, where both parties show ongoing interest and effort in maintaining regular communication and connection. 4. She flirts openly with other guys. Occasional light flirting in non-exclusive situations is commonplace. However, consistent and overt flirtation with other guys signifies a deeper issue. When she frequently demonstrates her availability to multiple suitors, it indicates a lack of focus on building a connection with you. This behavior suggests she may be exploring different options rather than investing in the relationship. Excessive wavering in attention and affection implies she views relationships as transactions rather than meaningful connections. It's important to assess if her actions align with your relationship expectations and values. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect, commitment, and genuine interest, where both parties prioritize building a meaningful connection rather than entertaining multiple options. 5. She mostly talks about herself. Identify self-centered behavior when conversations predominantly revolve around her experiences and needs. Her constant focus on me overshadows any we discussions, often expecting you to fulfill a therapist-like role. This one-sided dialogue lacks mutual sharing and interest in your life, signaling a lack of reciprocity in the relationship. The imbalance in conversation emphasizes her self-centered approach, where her concerns take precedence without consideration for your experiences or feelings. Healthy relationships involve balanced communication, mutual interest, and genuine curiosity about each other's lives. Look for interactions where both parties engage in meaningful exchanges, valuing each other's perspectives and experiences equally. Six, your time together revolves around sex. While passionate intimacy is valuable, if your time together exclusively revolves around sexual encounters without deeper connection, it may indicate a lack of emotional bonding. Focusing solely on physical intimacy without nurturing other aspects of the relationship suggests a preference for a convenient fling rather than cultivating meaningful connection. When interactions consistently prioritize sexual activities over shared experiences or emotional depth, it may imply a desire for a casual arrangement rather than investing in the substance of a relationship. Healthy relationships encompass various dimensions beyond physicality, emphasizing emotional closeness, shared interests, and meaningful conversations, fostering a deeper and more fulfilling connection beyond just sexual intimacy. Seven, she avoids meeting your friends and family. Resistance or consistent avoidance in meeting your friends and family could signify a reluctance to deepen the relationship. When someone hesitates, makes excuses, or actively avoids meeting significant people in your life, it might suggest a desire to keep emotional distance for an easy exit later. Women heavily invested in a relationship seek to merge social circles, displaying a willingness to integrate into each other's lives. Reluctance to engage with your support network hints at a lack of commitment or a reluctance to form deeper, more lasting bonds. Healthy relationships often involve a genuine interest in knowing and being involved with each other's social circles, fostering a sense of unity and support within broader networks. Eight, she doesn't post about you publicly. While not every detail needs public display, consistent avoidance of mentioning you on social media while actively sharing other life events might indicate a desire to maintain a perceived single status. Deliberately omitting any reference to the relationship could suggest a reluctance to commit or a strategy to keep options open. This behavior might involve fishing for other potential partners or playing games by keeping relationship status ambiguous. Healthy relationships involve a balanced approach to sharing aspects of life, including acknowledging and respecting the relationship without excessive public display. Consider discussing social media boundaries and the role of public acknowledgement in your relationship to align expectations and ensure mutual respect for each other's comfort levels. Nine, she dodges relationship status conversations. Healthy relationships thrive on open communication, including discussing and defining the relationship's status and mutual expectations. However, using behavior often involves dodging or deflecting conversations about relationship labels or exclusivity. When someone consistently avoids discussing the relationship's status, it could indicate a reluctance to commit or a desire to maintain freedom without defining boundaries. This avoidance tactic allows them to avoid commitment while enjoying relationship benefits. Establishing clarity about the relationship's direction and intentions is crucial for both parties' emotional well-being. If conversations about defining the relationship are repeatedly deflected, it's essential to address this communication gap to ensure both partners' needs and desires are respected and understood. 10. She feels like a stranger between meetups. A noticeable emotional distance between meetups can indicate a transactional approach to the relationship. If she seems unfamiliar with essential aspects of your life or lacks knowledge that even a regular friend would have, it suggests a lack of deeper connection or investment. This behavior keeps interactions conveniently superficial, serving her agenda without delving into meaningful emotional connections. Instead of engaging on a personal level, she may prioritize the relationship based on what suits her needs in the moment, maintaining a surface-level association. Healthy relationships involve mutual interest, where both parties share and understand each other's backgrounds, fostering emotional closeness and a deeper understanding of each other's lives. She only contacts you when drinking partying. When her sole communication occurs during late-night drinking sessions or partying, it signifies a narrow perception of your role in her life. The "you up" texts or requests for alcohol portray a clear image of you as the designated party and fun time guy, rather than a caring or invested partner. This behavior indicates a limited view of the relationship, focusing solely on convenience and entertainment rather than emotional connection or support. It's essential to recognize this pattern as it reflects a shallow dynamic, where your value seems confined to facilitating her enjoyment during social activities. Healthy relationships involve mutual respect, support, and communication beyond solely seeking entertainment or convenience from one another. She blows hot and cold. Inconsistent interest. Inconsistent interest, swinging from intense affection to sudden disappearance, reflects a pattern of hot and cold behavior. One moment, she's intensely affectionate, initiating frequent meetups and constant communication, only to abruptly vanish or ghost you the next week. This fluctuation between extreme levels of attention and complete absence correlates strongly with using tendencies. This inconsistency suggests a lack of genuine investment or emotional commitment, showcasing a pattern where she might engage when it suits her needs, then retreat when it doesn't. Healthy relationships maintain a consistent level of interest and engagement, valuing regular communication and stability, rather than erratic fluctuations in attention and affection. She has a train wreck backstory. Be cautious of women who consistently portray themselves as perpetual victims in past situations involving abusive ex-partners, job setbacks, or other hardships. Some individuals with using tendencies tend to exploit sympathy by constantly positioning themselves as victims, evading accountability for their own actions or issues. While genuine empathy is important, chronic victimhood without self-reflection or taking responsibility might signal manipulative behavior. They might use their past as a shield to garner sympathy and evade accountability for their actions. Healthy relationships involve mutual support and understanding, but it's essential to recognize patterns where someone consistently portrays themselves as a victim to avoid taking responsibility for their own life circumstances. She asks favors spontaneously after silent spells. Watch out for a pattern where she remains silent or distant until needing something, then abruptly reappears to request favors. This tit-for-tat behavior signifies a transactional approach to the relationship, engaging only when there's something to gain. The sudden appearance after periods of silence, solely to ask for favors, indicates a one-sided, opportunistic dynamic. Using behavior becomes apparent as she manipulates the relationship by intermittently withdrawing attention until it serves her agenda. Healthy relationships are built on mutual support and genuine care, not on sporadic interactions orchestrated to fulfill one person's needs at the expense of the other's emotional investment. She angrily swerves confrontation. Users often avoid taking accountability for their hurtful actions by deflecting direct discussions. When confronted, instead of engaging in open communication, they might angrily redirect the conversation by labeling your concerns as insecurities, flipping the blame to avoid addressing their behavior. This tactic allows them to evade responsibility and turn the tables, manipulating the situation to make you feel at fault for raising valid concerns. It's a method to sidestep addressing their actions, maintaining control while invalidating your feelings. Healthy relationships thrive on open, respectful communication, where both parties take responsibility for their actions and address concerns without resorting to deflection or blame shifting. Recognizing this pattern is crucial to establish boundaries and foster genuine, constructive dialogue. In summary, not all women showing a few isolated signals here weaponize men, but frequently clustering multiple user tendencies in patterned ways correlate strongly. Stay alert and don't rationalize away too many red flags. The great news? Genuinely relationship-minded women display opposite behaviors that value intimate reciprocity, focused on mutual growth. Seek those true partners versus settling for lopsided users. You deserve better. If you found value in this video, we'd love your support. Simply hit the like button to show your appreciation. Share your key takeaways in the comments. Your feedback matters to us. If you believe someone could benefit from this content, don't hesitate to share it. For additional support, consider using the Super Thanks feature below. Your support is incredibly meaningful to us. Thank you for being part of today's discussion. Stay tuned for more enriching content coming your way soon. Until next time, take care.